So today I'm going to explain to you how to do the positive and negative space assignment. So in the classroom, when you go there, there is the instruction sheet. So right up here is an example of what I'm looking for. So you're going to, with text, you're going to play with positive and negative space. Okay? If we look here, this outlines the difference between positive and negative space. Positive is typically your subject, and then negative is the spaces between and around. Now, we're going to be playing with positive and negative space using type and creating 16 different compositions. Now, to do this, I've created a template. So what we need to do is go here, and we're going to download, so the little download button. We're going to download the file, so it'll give us this grid to work on. When it's downloaded, you're going to open it. And because it's a download, it's saved in your download folder. So the first thing I want you to do is go File, Save As. You're going to go into your F drive, your Photo 10, your Mod 1, and then save it in here. Okay? Now I've done this before, so that's why there's one in there. Okay? But now it's in the proper place. Now if you look, we have our grid. Behind it, that layer 1 is transparent. That's why it's got the checkerboard on it. What I want you to do is name this. So I double click and name my layer grid. As long as all of my shapes and type go below this, then this grid will help keep everything look nice and neat. So for this, what we're going to do is with our type tool, there's all the different fonts, and you can switch between them. Different fonts are going to give you different shapes, create different compositions. Let's start with one like that. So with this assignment, I do want you to keep it to black and white. Okay. You can switch between your background being white and your being white and black. Okay. So type in a letter. So lowercase g. Now, if I say OK to that, looking at that composition as it is it interesting? No, it's kind of just hanging out there. It isn't filling the frame. There's no interesting angles. Nothing's getting cropped out. Okay? So what I want you to do in each of these is try to create something a little bit exciting to look at, so a good composition with each letter. And you can also use numbers and symbols. So to play around with this, what I'm going to do on my keyboard is I'm going to go Control-T. Or if you want, you can go into Edit Transform. That also works. See, Control-T. And now what I can do is I can rotate it. So when that curved arrow shows up, I can rotate. I can pull at it. If you want it to retain its shape, remember, hold Shift and pull from a corner, and it won't stretch it. I'm trying to create something that's potentially interesting looking. So I'm going to click yes on that. I'm going to take this layer, going to grab it and put it below. Okay, that's looking okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a background. The easiest way to do that is through your rectangle tool, and then you just want to make sure that your fill is the opposite. So I'm using black for my letter, so I need white for my background. And you don't want a stroke. Stroke is an outline. So if you wanted to, we could do the whole top row with a white background. You could do just one box at a time. With the shape tool, if you see it creates a new layer each time. Okay, so I'll need to drag it below so I can see it. Now, for my letter here, it's hanging over in different places. We want to get rid of that if that's what I like. Now this is kind of okay. I might move it down a little bit. Play with it until there's, oh, these triangles are kind of interesting, so maybe I want those triangles like that, and something like this with a little bit of white. Probably want to get rid of it. Either make it bigger or get rid of it completely. So now we have these two triangles. That's actually quite interesting. Okay, so I'm going to say yes to that. Now I need to get rid of this. What you've learned in your other assignment, to get rid of this, I'm not going to be able to delete that unless I rasterize my layer or use a layer mask. For this assignment, I'm just going to suggest you rasterize your layers and delete what you don't want. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to rasterize that, and now you see how the layer is different. And as easy as taking your rectangle marquee tool, grabbing what you don't want. I'm going to click delete on my keyboard. Okay. And remember to get rid of that selection, those marching ants, you want to go Control D. Okay. So now you're going to repeat that process 15 more times.